What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to the X-Bomb Sports live show. My name is Andrew Valentin, and I hope you're all having a fantastic Friday. We are coming to you live here from the Illinois Media School here at the O'Hare campus. I hope, again, everybody's having a wonderful day. I hope everybody's getting ready for those holidays. I know I still have a ton of shopping I still have to do because I have way too many family members, honestly. You know, when you have... Was that Scotty? Was that Scotty that did that?
No, it's not me.
Only half of me is Puerto Rican, by the way, just to keep that in perspective. But that is the side that is the bigger side of the family, of course. But, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all, again, I hope your holidays are going wonderful. I hope everything's been well. Happy Hanukkah, happy Christmas, happy holidays to everybody out there, of course. With me, of course, I've got the amazing Boom Crew with us. We got Scotty, we've got Nick, got Bjorn, we got our man Julius. Antonia is right now doing some babysitting work, but we do have off-cam Jessica with us as well. So I want to say thank you to you guys for being here, being a part of it. How you guys doing?
Fantastic.
We're doing fantastic back here.
Awesome. Well, you know, Scotty's kind of getting on my nerves, so we'll see. We'll see how the day
Get on
goes.
your nerves. Look at I matched your energy with the glasses.
Yeah,
man.
but you're not. But look at what Nick is coming with, that festive magic, man. Like, look at that. I
Poser
mean,
action right there.
absolutely, man.
Dude, it's the Nickmas tree.
It is. You are the Nickmas tree. Yes, absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of sports stuff. Not a lot of sports stuff, but we got some good sports stuff to get to. We're going to talk about that, and then we're going to answer some of your fan questions because we got some time, and we'll be answering fan questions even next week as well, so please keep sending them in. We appreciate it. If you want to send any more of them, as always, send them to xbsportsofficial@gmail.com. You can always, of course, hit us up as well at xbombsports on Twitter and Instagram, too, with your questions. We love hearing from you guys. We love the feedback. Questions, comments, good, bad, doesn't matter. The worst ones and the ugly, unfortunately, end up in a spam folder. But that's just because you guys are really nasty sometimes about this stuff. But that's okay. Nasty in the bad way. Nasty in the good way, we keep those because those are going to go on a podcast soon to come. Yeah. Some of you are, wow. Some of you may really need help. But
A lot of turbulence. That's all I gotta say.
I'm going to knock you silly. All right. We do not condone violence here on X-Bomb Sports. All right, let's get into this, folks. Except when it comes to Scotty, absolutely. Bjorn is right. All right, let's do this, folks. So we are going to kick this one off with, of course, news that we were going to talk last week. Unfortunately, some situations came to be. So let's talk about this. Shohei Ohtani is officially a Los Angeles Dodger. He has signed a whopping 10-year, $700 million contract with the LA Dodgers, an outrageous amount. He is the highest paid player in North American sports history, not just baseball. All of North America never has seen a contract like this. Then again, there's never been a player like him, I would say, in the history of baseball or in professional sports as well. But obviously a lot of money. Now we've kind of gotten the details of the contract, and we now know that obviously he is not getting paid a full $70 million a year. He is, in fact, only getting paid $2 million each year for the 10 years, and $680 million will be deferred over the next 20 years and will be paid in the next 10 years and will be starting to pay in 2031 to 2043. So the man's going to make his money. It's just a matter of when and not if. He's making that dough. But obviously, it's a big move, and I had my reserves on it for sure. I think a lot of us were kind of uncertain if this was going to happen, but I think there was always that feeling deep down inside of our guts that we have to say that, yeah, it felt like Los Angeles was going to be the place, right? It feels like a good home for him. It's actually LA. It's the actual Dodgers. It's not, in Anaheim, and it fits. It honestly fits. Like, he is the right player for that team at the right time, and he's going to take them to that next level. Obviously, he's not pitching this year. He may not even pitch next year, but if he is healthy enough to, this team has a long reign of being like one of those top programs potentially, or top organizations, as they have been, of course. But certainly this shifts the baseball universe to a whole different level. And I ask you guys in the back, I mean, Scotty, Nick, your perspective on Shohei Ohtani, and obviously the news we've now learned as well, which is that the Japanese superstar pitcher himself, Yamamoto, has also signed with the Dodgers, signing in on a 12-year, $325 million contract. So, obviously, big signings. The trade also for Tyler Glasnow, another big pitcher who also got another contract as well. All of these players combined equal to over just about $1.2 billion in contracts. What is your guys' perspective on the Dodgers now? Do you think that they have just paid? Do you think all this money is going to add up to enough to put them in contention for World Series titles multiple times over, like a dynasty run we've seen with the Yankees and many other teams in the past? Or do you think that this is going to be pay for flop kind of situation?
I mean, there's all that, and then there's also the Tyler Glasnow also going to the Dodgers, too, so that was a solid move. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. All this movement to the Dodgers, and hearing that is offset me. I mean, this is just bonkers. I mean, this needs to be a must-win for a championship.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, that's simply put.
Let me just say this, Shohei. Me and Nick are doing this for free right now. If we could just get like 0.5 of that contract, please, that would be much appreciated.
Yeah, if Shohei would like to donate to us.
They were like, oh, it's LA, so he's only going to get a small percentage of that take. I'm like, it's still $700 million.
Yeah, you can pay whatever you want in taxes. He's still making a lot of money. Yeah, Shohei, if at any point you want to donate to X Bomb Sports, Blow the Whistle, and the rest of us, I mean, please, by all means, we would love to use that money to be able to build our own studio, create our own content.
Right there,
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Hit me up, Shohei, please. We would love to interview you, and we'd love to take your money.
Oh, actually, though, the Yoshinobu one is very. I'm actually kind of surprised he went to the Dodgers. I understand that Shohei was there.
Yeah.
But man, I'm a big NPB guy. I was talking about it with you earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching the NPB, Korean baseball, all that.
Yeah.
He's on a different level.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's getting the same hype Shohei did when he came in.
Right.
And I think those two are going to be a really good pairing in LA. And for the foreseeable future, it's just going to if it's not the Dodgers running through the MLB with the team they have right now, then it's not worth it at all.
Yeah, really quickly, I'm just looking at some past stats. Yamamoto this is just from sportingnews.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yamamoto has won 3 consecutive, Sawamaru Awards, which are the equivalent of the Cy Young Award. He posted an ERA under 1.7 in each of those 3 seasons. While he might not have commanding frame for a starting pitcher, Yamamoto doesn't have any notable injury history.
Now,
so
granted, I don't think he's going to be doing what he's been doing in the NPB in the MLB. I don't think that's going to happen because Game 6 of the World Series that they had, he had a complete game 136 pitch game. There's no way he's going to do that here, but he is going to dominate like how Shohei is playing. Maybe not to the same level, but he is that kind of player and a huge game changer for the Dodgers.
Yeah, in 7 seasons, he's 75-30. He has an ERA of 1.72, a WHIP of .92, 986 strikeouts to 216 walks.
That's incredible. I mean, that right there is exactly why he immediately makes $325 million, the highest paid. I think he's the highest paid international player to ever come out straight from the international level. So I don't think anybody's ever matched that. And you know what? I mean, listen, those stats are obviously very dominating. And the fact that he went to the Dodgers, it doesn't surprise me really. In the fact that it's Shohei and he's the kind of guy that everybody wants to go play with. All the talk about, who's going to recruit Ohtani? It's like, it's not about who recruits him. It's who does he recruit? And look, the Dodgers, and apparently the Dodgers are fronting the bill completely for Yamamoto. There's no deferred payments or anything on this. They're paying the full $325. So they obviously had just enough to be able to fit that under the cap, which is amazing. The fact because I thought they're going to be a luxury tax problem all the way, but the whole move with them is obvious. And I'll say this because I had a conversation with somebody about, Ohtani, when he first got here, he was really interested in going to the Dodgers. There was a lot of talk about that, right? Dodgers, Yankees, all the blue bloods, if you will, of baseball, right? The Angels kind of felt like the outlier, and I think there was a sense of him being the young 23-year-old who was like, yeah, I'm going to make the Angels good, right? Me and Mike Trout, we're going to do it. And you tried and you realized, oh, this organization's bad. It's not going to work. So now, as a 30-year-old, you realize this is business. It's about time I get paid. It's about time I start winning. This may be the greatest baseball player we've ever seen in the history of the game. And I know that's saying something. I'm not saying he is. He could be. And this is his opportunity to say, I'm going to get myself a couple of World Series titles, some World Series MVPs potentially, and I'm going to make sure that the Dodgers have this long legacy of a dynasty. That's something that you can hang your hat on, and that puts you in the Baseball Hall of Fame, as if he's not already there as it is, certainly. So,
I mean, I think the one thing that kind of goes with what you're saying is if you look at his contract terms, there are no opt-out options.
Yeah.
Unless the front office and the ownership changes.
Right, which
Other than
could
that-
happen because if you pay this much money, this better work.
Yeah.
Right.
And other than that, he's going to be there. He's fully committed to LA. And then Yoshinobu's contract, I think there's two, opt-outs.
Yes.
And opt-ins or whatever. I think there's two. I could be wrong about that, but I did hear reports that there's at least one in there. I mean, they are fully committing to the Dodgers for the foreseeable future. And it makes them so strong compared to everyone else.
Yamamoto's deal features 2 opt-outs per ESPN.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, because, listen, if this doesn't start working for the Dodgers, right, he's just going to up and split. Pretty plain and simple. Pretty plain and simple. But, listen, for the Dodgers, I mean, this is obviously a big moment for them. Baseball, certainly they're going to be the Vegas favorites all the way through and through. I mean, they may have the best odds ever to win the World Series.
I think they're sitting at plus 400 this morning, 425, something like that.
I mean,
still in the plus range.
Right. I mean, well, and that's the thing is, right, who knows what Yamamoto's going to do? Can Tyler Glasnow keep his form and stay healthy? And can Shohei stay healthy too, right? Because obviously he's not pitching, but he gets hurt hitting. That's obviously going to be a significant hit for the Dodgers. So
I just want to get your reaction on Glasnow. I mean, he hasn't had a season over 127 innings. He doesn't go more than 5 innings in a game.
Mm-hmm.
All that money for that? I mean, I don't personally like it. I'm not a Cub fan, but I know the Cubs were kind of in the running for Tyler Glasnow. Is there anyone that's like, phew, we dodged a bullet there?
I think there's a lot of teams that are going to do it. Because, listen, he's a hit or miss, right? But in this Dodgers team, you're talking about with everything that they've now loaded up on, there's at least good protection where you can say, okay, if he does get shelled, you at least know you have enough, hopefully enough offense at a time where you can pour on the runs if you need to, right? So if anything, you can take, like the Dodgers and the Yankees and other teams like that who are kind of loaded with talent, they can take those gambles. Well, maybe not the Yankees, but like the Dodgers certainly, right? For the Cubs to do it, it would be tough, right? For any other team that's kind of on that minor, waiver of like the middle of baseball, it's a little bit harder to make that deal and make it work, especially paying him as much as he's getting paid, right? Dodgers can do it because they have the stars. Atlanta, if he went to Atlanta, it would work too because all the stars that are there. It doesn't really work, though, if he goes to, like Kansas City, obviously, who's terrible, right? Or I would say even Milwaukee, who right now is kind of in the midst of like, well, are we going to get Woodruff back? Or is Corbin Burns going to stay? Like, they're still trying to figure out their whole situation. So, listen, best of luck to the Dodgers. There's a lot of money for them to spend. We'll see how this plays out. Baseball just got a lot more interesting, though, for this next season. All right. There was some college football stuff. We're going to skip on that because I want to get to this NBA stuff. We're going to pour a little bit more onto this NBA stuff, and then we'll get into some of this other wonderful nonsense we're going to be talking. So, obviously, if you don't know, there was a lot that went down within the NBA, right? There was Draymond Green with his suspension indefinitely happening, right? He's been suspended for at least about 12 games. The NBA is still trying to make its decision of exactly what it's going to do in far as are they going to add more games? Is it going to be harsher punishment? Things like that. And then you've also got now the return of Ja Morant, who in his first game with Memphis looks like he was Ja Morant as we know him, coming in clutch, hitting the game-winning shot. Absolutely amazing.
He was gunslinging it out there. He was gunslinging it out there.
All right, you get that one. You get that one. Obviously, listen, with these two guys, it's the total parallel differences on these two, right? You have Draymond, who obviously is acting like it's WWE out there, and I see no reason to say like it was like uncalled for. I mean, it certainly looked like he wound up and hit Nurkic in the face. It's hard to defend that. It's his third ejection of the season.
That wasn't a basketball move in the slightest.
No, not even close.
I hated that he was like, "Oh, do you think I could be so accurate and do a 360 and land a punch?" Yeah, when you turn around and be able to calculate it, yeah,
right.
Sure, anyone could do that.
Yeah, no, it's difficult to defend that kind of thing. It really is. I mean, especially when you have he had like the second most ejections in NBA history now at this point. Like, we're talking about a guy who now has a reputation of being the get kicked out of the game guy, right?
Yeah, he's still like 10 games away from Wallace. Rashard Wallace.
Yeah, Rasheed Wallace. He's that close. I mean, and he could easily be in that same boat. So, I mean, listen, for Draymond Green, obviously, the problem I think he's having is that there's a level of frustration that he doesn't want to acknowledge because the Warriors right now, I think, listen, he's 33 years old, right? And I'm not saying age plays a factor in this, but they're getting older, right? Their younger pieces are not exactly developing the way that they thought they would. Andrew Wiggins has had to go to the bench because he's not playing the way that they thought he would, and his money's now becoming a problem for them. Along with the rest, they have to still pay for Clay and Steph, and now Draymond as well. Kayvon Looney's had to been moved to the bench because he's not playing the same way. They don't have a true center that they can trust. Moses Moody's not producing. The guy that they can at least hang their hat on is Jonathan Kuminga, but he's being talked about possibly being a trade piece if the Golden State Warriors want to try for another chance to go to a title. But I'm kind of in the boat of saying I think that ship has kind of passed them at this point. Not like they can't make the playoffs still. I think they still can. But now you're talking, I think, more on the level of it's not automatic top six. Now you may have to say, okay, you're in that play-in tournament conversation. You're fighting for a chance to be in the playoffs now. Yeah, Scotty.
I do think they are in a weird situation just because throughout their GM's history and his tenure, he's never really a guy to trade mid-season.
No.
You know, you look at what they've done at the deadline, it's practically nothing.
Right.
So the way that this team is playing right now, you know, so just they're kind of fluctuating in that spot. Are they going to be a playoff team? Are they not going to be a playoff team? It's scary to see for a Warriors fan's perspective and from their front office because they don't really do much mid-season. But if there is any season to pull the trigger, it's this season.
Yeah.
They signed him. They made their bed. They got to sleep in it now. And they already traded away Jordan Poole. So, I mean, that was that.
Well, and that looks like a smart move right now because Jordan Poole has played terrible. Yeah, trash is right. My God.
By the way, Draymond, 146 career technicals.
That is unbelievable.
The only player who has received more 20 technicals. Hopefully that.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, up there for sure, top five is Rodman with 212, Gary Payton 250, Rasheed Wallace 317, Charles Barkley 329, and Karl Malone 332.
I do think that it's very funny that his first game back is going to be a primetime TV game.
Oh, yeah, of course. So, I mean,
okay. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, right? I mean, because everyone's going to be wondering, like, oh, what's he going to do? How's he going to react? Because guess what? If he gets thrown out of the game again, that's going to be another big story. Because then you're talking about, well, is he going to suspend him for the year? Because, I mean, the way that, I mean, listen, you choke out Rudy Gobert, right? Now you throw a punch at Nurkic, and then you add on, like, everything else he's done in the past, which shouldn't be counting. But the fact that he's been ejected 3 times already this season, that adds up. You go for a 4th or even a 5th at this point, you've got to talk about sitting him for this season. Now, in Ja Morant's case, I mean, it was a good game. I like Ja Morant a lot. I really do. I think a lot of us really like Ja Morant, but the one thing that I'm going to stress, and I know everybody's been harping on it, it's the whole receipts talk thing, right? The whole thing that he's got receipts because of the way that he feels that the media – I guess I'm only speculating that he's seeing it as the media treated him poorly. And I will say this. There were some in the media who certainly, I think, went the extra mile to stress things that certainly did not need to, right? However, it must be also said that nobody told Ja Morant to start an Instagram live twice and wave a gun around twice, and then also, by the way, get in a fight with a young man who you may not know his age, yes, but there's no reason for you, whether he's a kid or an adult, do you really have to get in a fight with him? Because either way, the police are going to get involved. And it gets worse when, obviously, oh, he's a minor? Yeah, that's a problem, too. So, I mean, it's just, I hope that I'll say this because I heard Doug Gottlieb said it and a lot of other people said it. Take a note from LeBron James, right? A guy who, love him or hate him, you got to say, he's never been in major trouble. He's never had any major issues or anything like that. Probably the biggest controversy was what? His comments about the China situation with the NBA? Yeah, and the flopping,
super
right? And that's it.
cringe.
And what was it? The decision.
Taco Tuesday.
Right, and the decision thing that came up with Miami, right?
Yeah.
That was the other thing. Which, by the way, he donated $10 million to the Boys and Girls Club, right? So, I mean, now he did it to Miami. He
Doesn't have a
he's
major
from Cleveland.
gambling problem like our other goat. I mean, shut
Whoa,
I mean, I'm a gambling man.
whoa.
I like to gamble too, so I'm not throwing shade.
Take him out, Bijan. Take him out.
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
Ja Morant is, I mean, what he's doing off the court is definitely, he's kind of shooting his own career in the foot right now. But I did like, there's one move over the offseason I like that they did make is bringing in Derrick Rose to kind of be a mentor to him.
Absolutely.
You know, and as a fan of Ja Morant, I like that his first game back, you know, he was sniping balls into the hoop. I mean, he was on point, 34 points.
Basically a point per minute.
Yeah, he was insane, you know.
Absolutely.
Absolute gunslinger out there, like I said earlier.
All right,
And
you've
he
got
was-
3.
he
You're
was
done now.
ball-
You're done.
He was balling, right?
Yes.
He had it in the chamber over the offseason. Let me
Okay,
just say
kick him
that.
off. He's done.
He's muted. Don't worry.
Yeah, okay, good. No, listen, as long as Ja Morant, I mean, this is one of those things, right, where I've talked about this on the show before. I mean, I'm not saying anybody here is like this or anything like that, but I think in today's culture, there's the no regrets culture, right? Where a lot of people eventually say, well, I have no regrets, which is for me a way of saying I don't take responsibility for my actions. So if Ja Morant can at least say, listen, I did these things, I regret it, I'm going to learn from it, no more IG lives and pulling out guns and waving them, you're good, man. Stay away from trouble. Stay out of the spot. Do things that are going to put you in the good spotlight to take away from the bad. From here on in, you have to be a saint because the media is going to be on you like a hawk, right? You take Memphis to this, even if you take Memphis to the NBA title, they're still going to be like, well, what's Ja going to do? Is he going to celebrate too much and get in trouble again? There's going to be scrutiny constantly on you, right? A lot of what we saw with like Allen Iverson, right? Allen Iverson got in a few things here and there. Immediately, people started jumping on him, right? He looks a certain way. He acts a certain way. That's not a way to judge a guy. That's not a way to judge a guy at all. But if he's certainly going to start doing more stuff like that, then yeah, Ja Morant's going to get judged. Hopefully, he can stay on that clean path.
The media definitely have him in the scope.
Absolutely. You can't.
Another.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, I give you that one. Nick, mute him.
But honestly, if he did hit the game winner and then finish with that would have been pretty good.
All right,
that
Nick.
would have been pretty good. Yeah,
All right, we're good. That's pretty good. I like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for that subject here. Obviously, we had some more stuff, but we're going to sit for that for next week. Let us know, obviously, what do you think about the Draymond Green, Ja Morant situation? Obviously, what do you think about the Dodgers? Let us know in the comment section down below. We want to hear from you guys. And when we come back, we're doing the quick pick 6. That's coming up next right here on the X-Bomb Sports Live Show.
Man, I'm so hungry. I need somewhere to eat fast. I have no idea where to go. Psst.
Hola, me llamo El Taco de Taco. You know where to go for the amazing taste that'll have you craving more? Taco Bell.
All right, can I get 20 tacos, please?
You got it.
Thanks, Taco.
De nada.
good. That's it. Eat the tacos.
Taco Bell. Live más.
Wear your best attitude. Feel the power. Run towards your goals. Make each footprint count. Believe in yourself. Mark the difference. Just do it.
Celsius, the fastest growing energy drink in America. 0 sugar, low calories, and 200 milligrams of caffeine. Celsius is the ideal drink for anyone who wants to get the most out of their day. With 4 distinct flavors: orange, kiwi guava, wild berry, white peach. Drinking Celsius prior to fitness activities has proven to accelerate your metabolism, burn body fat, and provide essential energy. Celsius. Live fit. The official drink of Chad Podcast.
And welcome back, everybody, here to the X-Bomb Sports Live Show. I am Andrew Valentin, and I hope, again, you all enjoyed that first segment. Scotty's no longer able to talk. We've put him away from the camera. So, oh, okay, well.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. Scotty, we love you. We're here with the Boom Crew, obviously. We got Julius Bjorn. We've got Scotty. We've got Nick. And, of course, Jessica's there as well, keeping our time. Thank you as well, Jessica, for joining us. We appreciate you coming and being part of the crew. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we just got done talking about the Dodgers, Shohei, Yamamoto, all those guys signed, and we talked about Draymond Green, John Morant. We're going to get into some college football now, and it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the college football Pick 6, the bowl game edition. Now, last week we weren't unable to be here, so we were not able to get all the bowl games out that we wanted to, but after doing a lot of combing, I have found the 6 bowl games that I believe are the best in college football. You want to argue with me? Fine. I don't really care if you're a fan of other teams. Yell at me all you want in the comments. See if I give a damn. So let's do this, folks. I'm just kidding. I love you all. All right. You guys ready to hit this?
Oh, yeah.
Here's the standings here. Last week we only really had the one game, and it
Right.
was Army. But before that we both had pretty decent weeks. And David still is.
I mean, he won another one, so with Army.
I think in the NFL last week, I think I went 4 for 2 or 4 and 2.
Yeah, you guys
I
did,
did
yeah.
as well, and that man went 2 for 4.
Yeah, well,
Yikes.
The Chargers really blew me on that one, so okay. All right, let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. So, first up,
Pause.
we've got Utah at Northwestern. That's right. Utah is taking on the Northwestern. I still can't believe Northwestern was able to go 7-5. That's incredible. Right now, though, Utah is favored by 6.5. The over-under is at 41.5 points. This becomes a very interesting game because both their quarterbacks, Nate Johnson and Bryson Barnes, both in the transfer portal, so both not going to be playing. So this becomes a little bit more of a curious game now for Utah. But, gentlemen in the back, real quick, what are your thoughts? Utah, Northwestern, who do you think's winning this one, guys?
So I'm going to take the Utes. Like you said, I'm very surprised that Northwestern was able to finish with a 7-5 record.
Considering everything they went through.
Everything
Yeah.
with the University of Northwestern.
Absolutely.
Northwestern University, whatever they want to be called, I don't know. But I don't think the Wildcats can go up to par with the Utes. I got them winning. Covering, though, I feel like it actually might be a little bit of a close game because the Utes haven't played the best all season. So I'm not sure about that. I might float money on Northwestern to cover that. But I am going to take the Utes.
Well, unfortunately, you can't. Your website maybe, but all the other official sportsbook you can't because
Right,
it's
yeah.
in
Not-
Illinois.
Not in Illinois. You can't bet
Yeah.
on an
Oh,
Illinois-based
yeah.
team. So
But you guys were talking something like you can measure. You can't measure heart and hustle and muscle, so I'm gonna go with Northwestern. You're acting like they shouldn't be here. I say, nah, they should be. I counter that, sir.
okay,
I'll take a Northwestern.
I like that. I'm gonna go with Utah. I appreciate everything that Northwestern's been able to do. Obviously, they have overcome a lot. I mean, I was on campus interviewing people about the whole situation that went down with the university. So I got some firsthand experience from students about what was happening there. So
Andrew's the plug.
I listen. I heard when the news came out. Immediately, I got in my car, drove all the way down there at 4:00 in the morning to Evanston, and I got on campus. And then I got kicked off of campus after being on there for a second time. They recognized me and said, "You can't go into students anymore." Okay, fine, whatever. But I got to go with Utah. I think they're just a better team. I think they face better competition that has them more prepared. They have a lot more talent on their team that I think is going to take them far. Not to say Northwestern can't potentially upset. Obviously, you're losing your two quarterbacks that have been playing pretty well for you at Utah. Now you're going into a completely different situation. So there's a shot here that Northwestern could take it, but I'm going to go with Utah instead. I'm going to say they probably hold it to at least a touchdown difference on this one. So, and I think this team they both can certainly hit the over, I think, together. There's a chance. There's a good chance on that. All right, next we've got UNC at versus West Virginia. I can't say at West Virginia. Versus West Virginia. Please don't start singing. I love that song, and I want to continue to love that song. I'm only kidding. I don't know if you have a beautiful voice or not. We haven't done karaoke, but we will at some point. That's the plan, right, Julius? We doing karaoke at some point? Absolutely, yeah. We got to do that. I gotta sing "Kiss from a Rose" at some point for y'all.
I was just about to say, what's the go-to karaoke song?
For me, it's "Kiss from a Rose."
Okay. I like to do anything that's Weird Al Yankovic because they're gonna think it's like the original, and then they're gonna get mad because I'm singing the other lyrics.
I'm you know what? I'm all for that, Nick. I'm all for that.
Yeah,
I love
just get everyone pissed off.
All right. So you got UNC against West Virginia. West Virginia right now favored as 3-point favorites. The over/under's at 56.5 right now. So, gentlemen, I ask you this. Who are you picking on this one? Who do you think's got winning this one?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember. Is Drake May gonna play?
That is actually something I was just about to start looking up. I know he entered his name into the draft, which I think means that he's ineligible to play at this point. Yes, he is not going to be able to play. So
I'm taking West Virginia then.
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the chalk on this one too. Take West Virginia.
All right. I am going to join you gentlemen on that one as well. West Virginia.
Save the graphic. Come on.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to take West Virginia on that as well. I'm going to say probably by like 6. Hitting the over, though, I don't know if that's going to happen. No Drake May. This is a different game. I mean, even still,
54,
he didn't really play
54
all
and
that
a
well.
half.
Oh, sorry. What were you saying, Nick?
It's 54 and a half for the total.
Oh, 54.5 for the total.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I still don't think that's going to hit. So, yeah, I'll go with West Virginia on that one. All right, next. Oh, man, I can't even imagine how much this has changed now. We've got number 15, Louisville, taking on not even ranked, USC. Right now, Louisville is favored by 7.5. Over-under's at 57, but a lot's changed as of late. Gentlemen, Louisville versus USC. I know Louisville's ranked, but do the Trojans have a chance here?
Caleb didn't go into the draft yet.
Yeah, he did. Oh, no, he hasn't declared for the draft. But he said he's not playing.
Oh, he's not going to play this game?
Yeah.
See, man, come on.
He's not playing, and then Malachi Nelson, number 1 recruit from about a year ago, is not playing either because he's in the transfer portal. So,
Going the Ville.
okay.
Yeah, my buddy Troy's going to be mad at me. Usually we do L's down, L's up today.
Oh, yeah, because you're a
Louisville.
Kentucky fan.
Yeah, my buddy's a Kentucky fan. So therefore I am too. Yeah, if no Caleb Williams, give me Louisville.
I got to agree. I mean,
That's a high total too, 57.5. What are we thinking on that?
With no Caleb there, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I know USC don't really have a defense, but if Caleb's not there, that means USC might not produce as much.
right.
So that over is kind of crazy.
Well, even Malachi Nelson, I think he is going to be one of the better quarterbacks in college in no time soon. He's got the talent, but him not being there is going to make a big difference in this game. I don't know who their third-string quarterback is. I can't tell off the top of my head, but I'm going to have to say Louisville too. I mean, Jake Plummer's kid, Jack, is playing really well. They play a pretty good run game. I mean, they have pieces there that can be effective. So I like Louisville in this game. I think they can probably blow out that 7.5. I think they could probably get that to double digits, and 57.5. You know what? I'm going to say I think it does hit the over. Like, USC will get some junk points. Yeah, USC will get some junk points, but I think Louisville will be like, well, we're just going to, like, take this ball and just put it in the end zone every time. We've seen that defense. It's not good. We've seen that defense. It's not good. So
Yeah, it could be like a 38-21 type game.
that's what I'm
38,
thinking.
yeah.
Like
they really just blow the doors
Louisville will
off of them.
pour it on in the first half, and then in the second half, backups will get in there, right? Get some chances. USC will score some points. You know, bettors will, I'm sure, betting the under will probably be very upset.
Yeah.
But I could see it happening, but hey, that is a high number to hit, especially with everything. USC has lost so much. What did you say, Lincoln Riley? What have you done? Destroyed that program. Jeez. All right, next, we've got Texas A&M taking on the number 20 Oklahoma State Cowboys. I can't believe A&M is still favored by 3 in this game. At least last time I checked, it might have changed. Let me know if it did change. The over-under I saw was at 53.5.
I have right now Texas A&M as low as -1.5, as high as -2.
Okay.
I can really quickly check the over/under. Yeah, I'll get back to you in a second on that.
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, that's what I figured. Because they've lost a few guys in the transfer now. So, but Texas A&M still favored. So over/under is looking probably about somewhere in the 50s or so. So where are you guys sitting at? What do you guys think about this?
I'm not gonna lie, I'd kind of be surprised if Texas A&M won. I'm very surprised that they're favored. I know the Cowboys got blown out, in that Big 12 championship game.
Yeah.
But they're still a good team. They were able to get there. Texas A&M really have been kind of fluctuating all season. Not really dominant, but not really getting dominated. They're kind of just in the middle of the pack there. I'm
Right.
going to take the Cowboys here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably go in the trend of the way that the spread is going, the way that the total is going. Oh, by the way, total is 52.5 now.
Okay, so it dropped. Okay.
Yeah, so I see 53.5 as the highest, 52.5 is the lowest.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll lean towards Oklahoma State just because if it opened at -3 for Texas A&M and you say they're all banged up, I'll believe you. So we'll go with Oklahoma State.
Okay, I like that. I think last time I checked, Ollie Gordon was still eligible to play. I thought I had heard like he was possibly gonna enter the transfer portal, but I guess that might have not been proper news. So I think he's still Oklahoma State, which is I think what they're gonna ride. I think they're gonna beat Texas A&M. I think he's gonna be the one to do it. They want to show off what he can do. He's probably gonna be the best running back next year for the draft and for college football. He might be able to go and win that Heisman. I believe.
He doesn't like saving the graphic. When we agree back here, he just likes to go with what we say, so that all
Going
of our
rogue.
get tanked down.
You know
He
what?
doesn't like to go rogue here.
Nick, can you mute him, please?
Most certainly. Done.
All right. No, A&M, too many guys are leaving, right? LT Overturn's going to Alabama. Walter Nolan potentially is going to Ole Miss, it sounds like, which they're mopping up, it seems, in the transfer portal. My goodness. And then you've got probably their best recruit, maybe their best player that outside of Walter Nolan, I think is going to probably be and is NFL ready right now, and that's Evan Stewart, and that's your number one receiver. I don't see how they're going to survive this. Like, even if Connor Wakeman was still their quarterback, they'd probably have a better record, 9-3, 10-2. I fully believe that. Once Wakeman went down and Max Johnson took over, and I'm an LSU guy, so I was a supporter of Max Johnson once upon a time ago, but he just doesn't have that it factor. Even in college, he doesn't have it. I'm going to say Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma blows them out. I think it blows them out. And you said 52.5, right, was where you've seen that?
Yeah, for that total, yeah. The Texas A&M.
See, I think they could hit that because I think it's a blowout by Oklahoma State, but it's Texas A&M tallying on those extra few points at the end of the game, right? As Oklahoma State's backups come in or something like that. It just feels like a very oversized mismatch. There's too much noise going on there. Way too much. All right, next. This is where we get into some of the tougher games, I believe. You have number 18, North Carolina State. They're taking on number 25, Kansas State. I would say so. Kansas State right now, last time I had it, it was favored by 3. The over-under was at 47.5. So, to you, gentlemen, obviously, Nick, you can look forward and see and give us the numbers. But to you, gentlemen, I put it. Who do you think's winning on this one?
Yeah, still around the same number. Kansas State by -2.5 now, so half a point off. And
Okay.
then total's looking at 47.5. 47.5.
Okay.
I'm not too keen on either. If I have to, I'll go roll with the favorite, but it doesn't look like it's almost a pick 'em essentially. When they're just getting the 3, I guess not at home because
Yeah.
the Camping World's Fair. I don't know what. Yeah.
Orlando.
Okay, so on a
Yes.
neutral territory, neutral site, they're getting 3.
Mm-hmm.
We saw this yesterday, maybe with Syracuse getting blown out. Whatever, we'll go NC State.
Okay.
I'll roll the dice.
All right.
I was gonna say, I got a little soft spot for both teams. I really like what I love Kansas State's offense, but I think North Carolina State's defense, when they go up against really good teams, they are able to shut the door against teams like KSU.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with the Wolfpack here.
Okay. All right.
I think me and Scotty might have the same exact picks up until no, except for the first one.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say.
You're close. You're
Yeah, we're
close on it.
I was just thinking about that right now.
Most of them as well. So.
No, wrong.
Are you guys done arguing? All right. Old married couple back there. Jeez. God, this is a tough one still too because no Will Howard playing for Kansas State. He's in the transfer portal. Sounds like he's going to go to potentially to USC. NC State just got their guy, but Grayson McCall is not going to be available to play for this bowl game, obviously. So
By the way.
that is,
Wait for them.
I am probably Grayson McCall's biggest fan. I even DM'd him to get on the show. He unfortunately is a very busy man, being the best quarterback in college football. So
Do you want me to call him?
you don't call him right now.
That'd be good content for the show.
I'll call him
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of his, but at the God, this is tough. I think I'm gonna go with NC State on this one too, and a lot of it is just because I don't know much on Kansas State's backup quarterback. I seen him; he looks nice, he looks good, but you're jumping into a bowl game as your first ever major start. That's a lot to ask from a guy. Kansas State's kind of been fluctuating up and down here towards the end. They had a great start. They kind of been hitting their means though. So I think I'll go with NC State just because there's a lot of consistency in their game right now. They got a lot of guys that'll probably return next year. So I like where they're at on that in that regard. So I'll say NC State probably can cover the 3, probably can be right around there at the 3, maybe 4 points. And I think this might even go over. This might be a surprising one to go over. Actually, you know what? I'll take the under. I think the defenses might be a little bit more stout on this one. They want to. These teams want to win these bowl games. These are ones that they want to win. Bragging rights on this. All right, and last but not least, in the pick 6, the beautiful matchup I think, and gonna get real interesting here. Number 14 Arizona taking on number 12 Oklahoma. Last I had it, Arizona favored by 3. Over under the highest of this grouping at 62.5. No Dylan Gabriel right now for Oklahoma. The starter will be freshman Jackson Arnold, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he's been announced as the starter for this game. And he was a 4-star recruit from Texas. And a gunslinger at that. Not a bad mustache either. But guys, where do you stand on it? Oklahoma, Arizona, who you picking?
Give me Oklahoma because of one person only. Mm-hmm. Good old JR, Jim Ross. Boomer Sooners, baby.
I had a feeling you were going to go that way.
It'll be a slobber knocker. It'll be a slobber knocker of a game for sure. 62.5. Oh, man. I don't know if I'm going to touch it, but that sounds fun.
I'm intrigued to see how this goes. Scotty, what about you, man?
Can I be honest? I haven't really been impressed by Arizona this year.
What?
Yeah, nothing really about them sticks out to me going up against a team like Oklahoma. Nothing really sticks out to me.
In what regard, if I may ask? What is it about Arizona that is not meshing with you, right? Because there's
feel like
a lot of people would argue against you on that.
I feel like they get lucky.
Okay.
I feel like they get lucky. They're not getting dominating wins. I feel like they get lucky too much.
Okay.
They got luck on their side, and I think that ends here. Boomer Sooner.
Okay. All right. So you were going with the Sooners, right?
I am.
Okay. I think in some regard you are correct. There is a way you can look at it and say, oh, there's some luck on their side, right? Especially in the early parts, right? When they were winning and you're kind of going, wow, a lot of things are going their way. I will say this, though. I think here towards the end, you have seen Arizona become a lot more complete as a team. I'm going to say Arizona. I'm going to go against the grain on you guys on this one. And I'm going to say Noah Fafita has been one of the best quarterbacks, I think, in college football this year. He's playing with a high school teammate in McMillan that is just unbelievably big, strong, physical. He's the next Puka Nacua, I think. I honestly, like, he's 6'5", 214. He runs like a deer, and he has great hands. Anybody who's looking at the draft right now might take him a little bit higher just because of what you see from Puka Nacua right now.
And he had such a good game last night, too.
Exactly. So I think you're looking at the next guy that can fit into that role for a team. And who's not going to want that, right? Everybody's going to be searching for that guy. So
who wouldn't want the new flying Hawaiian?
Exactly. I mean, and not only that, but Noah Fafita is a guy who's teams are going to start looking at because he's 5'11", but he's got an arm, he's got quickness, athleticism, and he's a smart kid. He's holding a 4.0, no, he's holding a 4.5 GPA because he takes advanced classes because he's insanely smart. And I think he's only a sophomore or a freshman or something like that, which is crazy. That's crazy. So if he's not going to be a quarterback in the NFL, he's definitely going to be a coach or a scientist or a billionaire. I don't know. He's going to do something crazy.
But does he know the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell? I don't know. I don't know if he knows that.
Honestly, I didn't remember that until you said so. So, in fairness, I've learned something here myself. I couldn't remember that. I still don't know whatever it is that Scotty rants off. Do not start ranting it off. We do not have time for that. Your little Pledge of Allegiance. No, don't. Mute him. Mute him. All right, that's going to do it for the Pick Six here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not go to break because we've got limited time. Let's answer some questions right off the bat here, ladies and gentlemen, because I want to make sure everybody here gets out. I want everybody to have a nice Christmas. I don't want everybody to sit here and be staring at me being like, God, will this guy just shut up so we can all go home? I know that maybe that's not what you're thinking, but maybe if you are, I promise I'll get you out. Let's answer some pheasant questions. So obviously, every once in a while we do this. We're kind of getting to that point, especially with the NFL and college football season. It's coming to an end. So now we take a little bit more time to kind of fill it out. So we answer some questions for you guys. And luckily, you guys always send us some pretty good questions. And I figured since we've got a pretty nice crew here, I figured we can answer some pretty normal questions, not necessarily garnered to sport. Let's kind of, keep it more open-ended so anybody who wants to answer in the back can obviously throw in their 2 cents if they want to. So are you guys ready to do this?
Oh, yeah. Fire away.
I just wonder if I'm old enough for some of these questions.
I'll explain it to you if you need to.
Yeah, I picked some ones that you'll be okay with.
Yeah.
Okay. The one I have one question here that's like, what's your favorite alcoholic beverage? And for your sake, let's not have you answer that maybe. So.
Why? They don't know my
That's true. This is Twitch. I mean, it doesn't. Listen, I'm trying to keep us on the air, okay?
Yeah. If we keep it PG-13,
I don't know how this whole thing works.
PG-13, so let's talk about alcohol here.
I mean, I guess I don't really know how. It doesn't really matter to me. All right, well, let's start off with a really basic one. So I got one here. This is from Adam. Adam's actually from right here in Illinois. So Adam is asking us the question. He says, guys, I really like the show, and now that I have a chance to, I want to. By the way, Adam asked us this question about a month ago, so sorry, Adam. But Adam asked us, he said, I know you guys are probably into music. Well, I mean, who's not? But what are your biggest influences in music? Who's somebody that really stands out to you right now as far as an artist that you would say always gets you through the day? Personally, for me, myself, it's always Jimi Hendrix and Miles Davis. Those two guys, any day of the week, I can listen to them. Any hour, any minute, I can put on Voodoo Child or So What, and I can be in the best mood possible. And I know that's kind of listen, I'm a person who likes all genres of music. There's nothing I don't like because I always find a beat that I like in any genre. So country, whatever, orchestral, I don't care. I'll bump Beethoven all day from my car, and I have. So don't challenge me on that, folks. But what about you guys in the back? What about it? Artists, musicians that kind of get you through the day, favorite artists, things like that.
I mean, I'm all over the place. I'll go from Steely Dan to Metallica to Slipknot, back to, I don't know, some Deftones, something like that.
Okay.
I guess I'll go with, Korn. Korn's probably my favorite band.
I do
But
love
like
me
I said,
some
I like
Korn.
I got really into Steely Dan last summer. It's been the
They're a
best.
good band. They've always been a good band. I mean, they got some great music.
You know,
Anybody else?
For me, I've had the same #1 on Spotify for 9 years straight, and that has been.
I'm really afraid to hear what this is. gonna
Gangnam
be.
Style.
No. No, I've had
Wow.
I've had the same #1 artist on my Spotify for 9 years
Okay.
straight. It has been Ed Sheeran. He is my favorite
Okay.
artist of all time. Everything that he puts out, I am just in love with it. Like, I even go back and listen to the underground stuff that he's done, like, before he got big.
Mhm.
I love everything he's put out.
Okay, nice. Anybody else? Anybody else want to chime in? Mic is open for anybody.
Floor is yours. Anybody?
Ooh,
Yeah, David Guetta.
David Guetta's good. I love David
Sure.
Guetta.
I think for me, more so R&B, super R&B head. Definitely Lucky Day or Daniel Caesar. So new school guys.
Okay, all right.
Ooh, yes.
Ooh.
Very, very vibrant.
Absolutely.
Into the flute album too. I know I'm gonna probably catch flack for this, but thanks, Andre. I really need that still peace of mind at the end of the day.
Hey, man, Andre 3000, I think, is one of the best artists of this generation, honestly. I mean, that dude.
Oh, Thundercat. Sorry, that's what I was looking for. I was trying to get.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love Thundercat.
Absolutely.
God, I couldn't get it.
Okay, all right. I like it. We got some good taste up in here. I like this. That's why I love this group.
I got a question since it's based off his.
Please.
Are you on Spotify or Apple?
I'm on Spotify, but where I listen to my music is actually, I'm gonna sound old for this. I still have the first generation iTouch with all my music that I bought on it still, so that's kind of where I keep myself at. If I want to go outside and listen to more new stuff, that's when I go to Spotify.
I still buy CDs, so don't worry.
Do you know what you're doing?
I have vinyls too, so don't worry. I got every Jimi Hendrix vinyl you could find. Trust me.
Andrew, don't you ever compare vinyls to CDs?
No. Trust me. I know it ain't the same. I know it's not the same. I still have. I have still every Biggie. I still have every Biggie and Tupac CD I bought when I was a kid. So I got, and those are OGs. Those are from the '90s when I was a kid, and my friend's brother was being like, "Here, I bought this. Don't tell your parents." Absolutely. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, I've been on a big like Aretha Franklin run right now. So because Aretha Franklin's one of my top all-time favorites, and and my favorite so far from her has always been "Let It Be." I love her rendition of "Let It Be." I think it's the best you will ever find.
CCR was on my playlist all last
Yes.
CCR is always good, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So
You
I fell in
gotta
love
bump
with
the
them.
CCR.
I watched The Big Lebowski and I fell in love with Creedence Clearwater Revival because of it. So it was a must.
They're a great band.
Oh,
They're- and by the way, if you're wondering, like for at least for me, my taste is because my father comes from the 40s and the 50s. My mother comes from the 60s and the 70s. So, I mean, the big age difference, but they blended it all in. And I grew up in the 90s, 2000s. So I grew up listening to Biggie and Tupac, and then NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears. So and then I grew up playing the trumpet. So that's where orchestra music, jazz music, all that stuff comes in. So, all right, some more questions we have here we'll also answer. We've got one from David, not our David, a different David. He said, if you guys could have one of your dream jobs, a dream job that is not according to what you guys are doing right now, anything else outside of the genre you're doing for the media stuff, what would it be? What's the job that you would kind of want to aspire to that is actually within reach for yourself? That's a good question. Anybody want to go first? Anybody got any ideas?
Oh, within reach?
Yeah.
I mean, I immediately thought of dream job was professional wrestler. I mean, that was just being the world heavyweight champion or tag team champions. If me and my brother wanted to get in the action, get in the ring like that, or but actually, like real job, I don't know.
I mean, that's a real job too. I would say.
Yeah.
I'd say wrestling's still a real
Yeah.
job.
It's like a competitive eater. Can I do that? I don't know.
Sure. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, you can get paid for that. Have you not seen Joey Chestnut? Like that dude.
Yeah.
He could be a Christmas tree.
That works.
He could be a Christmas tree. He could.
I would actually want to be a history teacher.
Really?
Yeah, that was.
You're a big history buff. I
Yeah,
kind
I
of get the
mean-
vibe on that. So
I mean, I
you
can
know
skip
the
preamble
right
now.
the you know the
No,
Pregatoni or whatever it's called.
And my mom is a teacher. She's a kindergarten teacher, so
Okay.
I've always kind of had teaching kind of around me, so I kind of know all of it and stuff like that. And also, I love history, just
Mhm.
old aspects of it. Like I went and watched Napoleon, completely understood it, and my friend next to me had no clue anything that was happening. So I'm just a history geek like that. So I would love to be a history teacher.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I had a PE teacher in my sight lines for a little bit, and I was just like, I hated going to school. So having to wake up at 5 a.m. to go deal with some snot-nosed kids, and then, like I said, I would want to be a football coach. So
Yeah.
I'll just probably end up teaching something stupid like Chicago history or something, just some blow-off class.
Right.
Everyone's sleeping in any ways. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
that was
absolutely.
my route.
Anybody else got any of them? Anybody dream job? Julius, what do you got?
Honestly, making the Twitch go up, or becoming a philosophy teacher, because I feel like philosophy is something that's really.
Got some scholars over here.
Yeah,
There ought to be some
Absolutely.
teachers.
Well, in some of the talks you and me have had, Julius, I mean, you'd be great at it, man.
Thank you.
Honestly.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
See, and that's funny because we're at a trade school, but we're scholars back here.
You can find scholars anywhere, Scotty. You can find them anywhere.
I've had more productive conversations here.
You know, that was beautifully said, man. That's true. Hey, man, I mean, listen, I've gone down Lower Wacker Drive, and I've seen a man who called himself a prophet. Now, he was peeing on the side of the road. He said he was the prophet as he was peeing, so he said, yeah. He might have been. I didn't want to check, because when you're doing that in the city of Chicago, I don't stop walking to ask questions, unfortunately.
You keep walking.
Absolutely. I mean, for me, I think it would have to go back to it went from my childhood days all the way up into college. I really aspired to be a paleontologist. Really? Yeah. Grew up with dinosaurs all my life. Jurassic Park is my favorite movie of all time. And I aspired to, probably more so to be I wonder if I could dig up the dinosaur bones and bring them back to life when I was a kid. Well, made happen. I don't know. Science is weird. But I always was just fascinated by the idea of being able to dig up what once was, and just unearth what the past was like, right, and learn about it. And I think that's really cool. I've always liked that, and that's why for me, going to the museums, like the Museum of Natural History or the Museum of Art, even my mother went to UIC. She was an artist. She taught me how to draw. She taught me how to paint. So I've always been into art and learning about Van Gogh's my favorite, as it's her favorite. Starry Night, easily one of my favorite paintings for sure. I mean, but paleontology was something that it still stuck with me even into college. And then I realized this is going to take a lot of work. And it's not that I couldn't do the work, obviously. It's just how much longer do I want to be in school? And that was a thing. And luckily, I think all of us here, we found something in a school like Illinois Media School. Promotion, not promotion, but promotion. We found something in the school that we all fell in love with, and now we're able to go out and live our dreams being in media. And I'm telling you guys right now, the group I have right here, as I always say, this is an amazing group. So if you're looking for people that want a job, I got the group right here. These guys are gonna do it. They put in the work. They got the effort. Check them out. They are the amazing boom crew in the back there. I always get the best students. I'm telling you guys, we got the best crew every time. That's why you always have to have me on you as a reference, Tom. You're welcome. I only say it for you in that tone because you've been driving me nuts today. All right, we'll do one more. So let's go. Let's do a more fun one, kind of to exit it out. Jessica's out, ladies and gentlemen. Jessica, thank you so much.
Bye.
Appreciate it. We'll do one more and then we'll get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll start with a fun one. This is from Anthony. Anthony is from Indianapolis, Indiana, and Anthony is asking us, He said, I think you guys have talked about this before, maybe from a long, long time ago, but what is a embarrassing moment that has happened to you most recently? And this was from like about a month and a half ago. He messaged us. So what has been one of the most embarrassing moments that has happened to you and recently that has really it has been a funny moment for you, not a tragic moment of any kind? So anybody want to start?
I'm trying to think off the dome.
I'm trying to think too. Everything I do here at IMS.
Well, as of recently, yes. I mean, you're putting yourself more and more in a corner, and that's. I'm just kidding. Here we go again. I think Nick threw out your pay to the Patreon since you're not getting funded. No unions here.
Yeah, no.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
We need to get paid.
I'm working on it. I promise. I'm working on it. I swear.
We're starving. If I'm to think of one, I was just recently at a AEW event, and I was just get my concessions and all that.
Yeah.
And falling is always like the funniest thing when you see that in public.
Of course.
And it almost happened to me, but I dropped basically all my stuff. That was so I was able to recover, but of course the embarrassing thing of just like whoa, trying to
arms flailing out
it was
and
just
everything.
full on just sitcom type, just falling to the ground. And recovered myself, didn't completely go, but the food did. So
okay, all right. For me, I mean, most recently, I got thrown up on last night, so that wasn't nice.
Last night?
Yeah. For my job, obviously now, being, guarding somebody, private security, you got somebody who's really wasted and her friends were really wasted. And, I mean, she got really drunk, like, within an hour. Like, within an hour, she was gone. She's all about to fall. I see she's about to fall, so I do the right thing to catch her so she doesn't hit her head or anything. You don't want somebody getting injured. But she's falling forward, so she fell into me and then proceeded to go bleh, all over my shirt. I got to go home and change. Yeah, and I was just like, I didn't need this right now. Other than that, yeah, exactly. I didn't even get a thank you. I got a, oh my God, just too much. And I'm like, yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I didn't even get that. She's just like, I go to the bathroom. I'm like, yeah, you do that. Oh, it was bad. Other than that, I mean, almost breaking my toe. That was pretty embarrassing. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I was just saying, you sat there smelling that the entire rest of the night. That's crazy.
No, I didn't. As soon as that happened, I told the guys, I'm like, I'm borrowing the truck. I'm taking this over to the office. I'm changing shirts. This is disgusting. And they're like, yeah, you should probably do that.
Yeah.
So.
No complaints.
The other one recently
I don't do good
was
with puke. I would have probably puked on her too. Just
Yeah.
not in like revenge, but just it would have been the natural reaction. Just
yeah.
like,
Well, to add on to that, so on Monday I went to go see. We all went to do some training and stuff for this job. Me and my new team and everything. So we went out afterwards to go see a movie. We saw Godzilla -1, which is amazing. I highly recommend to everybody go see it.
Heard nothing but positive things.
Awesome movie. Definitely go check it out. But obviously we go to an AMC or any place now. I guess you can go get alcohol. But we go to an AMC, and one of my guys is there, and he is just throwing them back. Just going to town to the point where we are in a pretty decently crowded theater, and we are in the back, the very back row. And I won't say your name, but you know who you are if you watch this. At the end of the movie, he stands up and he just shouts, Godzilla! And then proceeds to vomit all over himself and then fell back into the chair, like passed out with just vomit all over him. And the usher's just going, you have to leave. And I was like, okay. So we have to carry this disgusting man into the bathroom and clean him up as he's going, Godzilla, like the whole time. It is, I've taken care of children that have been more coherent than this man was.
Oh,
It's
Lord.
just, yeah, exactly. So I mean, just it's just the funniest thing to see this man just stand up at the end of the movie. Lights come on, Godzilla, and then just fall back in a chair, just passed out. I was like, and one of my guys goes, "Did he just die?" Don't drink and watch movies, folks.
Yeah.
You will apparently.
It's a crazy
I'm not
one.
gonna lie, it's kind of a vibe.
I mean, listen,
Maybe at home. I don't know.
we had somebody had to drive him home, and then we got home. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, and then we got home, and then he goes, he's like, "Where's my car at?" And I'm like, "I hate to tell you this, bro. You could not drive." And he's like, "I'm fine." As he proceeds to get up and trip over his own shoe.
That's hilarious.
So it was an embarrassing moment for me personally, but as a group as a whole, we definitely were like, what a sloppy, like, I mean, and the guy's like, I get it, he's 25, he thinks he's indestructible, but like, come on, dude.
Man, you want to get ripped for that movie? It's subtitles the whole time. You want to get drunk and read?
That's the other thing. I'm like, how? Like, there's like he either was just like, I'm just gonna watch the Godzilla parts or whatever. I don't know what he was thinking, but
There's only like 3 minutes of on-screen time.
yeah.
So how did you enjoy the movie? He was like, what movie?
Yeah. Well, we asked him when we were about to start work on it, we're like, how do you feel? And he was like, man.
As far as he knows, someone puked on him and stole his car.
Right, yeah, exactly.
He has no idea what happened.
Well, he was just asking, he's like, what did I drink what did I drink then? And I'm like, I don't know, you started with vodka and then you moved into Miller Lite, which was the weirdest, and I'm like, I don't know why you comboed that. And he's like, I yelled something, didn't I? Oh, yeah, you did. And at the same time, you also projectile vomited, and he was like, I was wondering why my shirt
To be
was all
fair, he
stained.
could have said something way worse than just Godzilla.
Absolutely. He definitely could have, and thankfully but that was so funny. And so that anytime now he rolls up into our work, that's what we do. We just shout, Godzilla!
So doing that as the boom crew, whenever you allude to us, we just go, Godzilla!
You can do that if you want, absolutely. Unbelievable, man. All right. Anybody else? Anything at all?
Embarrassing.
No.
If not, we're good, man. I think we're
Everything
good.
I do that's embarrassing, I just turn it into a joke.
Yeah.
And I go along with it.
That's the best way to do it.
Most of the
I
embarrassing
think.
stuff, it's recorded and it's already up on Twitch already. So that's what happens. Yeah.
It's like the most embarrassing one here, screaming at the top of his lungs at.
That's not embarrassing, though.
Respectfully, them games are scary.
Exactly.
Them games
He's
scary.
just letting it out. Like if he
Yeah. You cap it, because you definitely. We're gonna have to pull up the.
Okay, you did
we're gonna
jump
pull up the
once.
clip.
You did definitely jump once.
Pull up the clip.
And
He over here trying to
well,
run.
in fairness
to
too,
drive.
so because I want to throw out the quick promotion. Tony Smalls ex Big J is where Julius and our lovely woman Antonia, they do their live stream and everything, streaming horror games. This week, you guys weren't really more scared. You were just frustrated.
I was okay. I was more so panicked more than anything, because like the game, it preyed upon that anxiety of like having to wait.
Right.
I'm just like, nah, this is not good for me.
I'm-
I think the same thing for Antonia though, probably. So.
She was just mad. She was so angry at the game.
I gotta sit here?
Yeah. Why can't I just go and punch him in the face? Because this is the game.
I feel like that's the frustration with these I guess these newer horror games.
Yeah.
Because it's just like they want you to like not be able to fight back. But I don't know. Hopefully next week, if we play Five Nights at Freddy's again, I'm not for sure. Or I think I might move on to something that's a little bit more.
Have you guys played Outlast yet?
No, we haven't tried it.
Oh, my
we haven't
God,
tried
that-
it, but I kind of want to bring something to her that's a little bit more.
Outlast,
we can actually fight
Resident
back.
Evil 4.
Okay, I get you.
Those would be Outlast and Resident Evil 4 would be great for VR. We definitely have to get that because I think VR would be awesome for you guys to be able to experience. We got to figure out how to make a safety zone for you guys because we can't have you wandering off and smacking into the
We
wall,
have people on both sides, like just making sure.
just like pushing them back and forth kind of thing.
They run
Like
into cameras. You know,
Yeah, that's the thing. We gotta avoid like all of that stuff because I don't want people getting hurt in here.
No, don't they use like a mat, and then if they gotta obviously no shoes, walk on the mat. If they fall off the mat, then they know they're out of the zone.
Yeah, we could do that. That's a good idea. That's a good idea, Nick. Absolutely. All right, maybe we'll try that.
Or we could just build a wrestling cage.
That's
A wrestling ring.
That sounds.
Somebody's ending up on their face. I'm calling it right now. Somebody's definitely like getting scared, going forward, and just face plant. I'm calling it right now. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for the questions. Again, if you guys want to ask us any more, it's xbsportsofficial@gmail.com or at xbombsports on Twitter and Instagram. We want to hear from you guys. Thank you all so much. Please keep sending them in. I know this wasn't a sports one. I want to make sure to get these guys in. Next week, we will be doing more of a Q&A as well, do more outside of sports stuff, kind of talk a little bit more kind of outside stuff as well. Keep it kind of short because we're coming off of Christmas and everything. But that's going to do it for us here at XBomb Sports. Thank you guys so much. Please make sure to catch us at all the sites. Follow us, like us on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, all of them. XBomb Sports. Search us. We're right there. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch-XBomb Sports for every single one of them, okay? Also, too, make sure if you want to follow any more of us as well, again, Twitter, Instagram, you can find us there as well. And, of course, any questions or comments, xbsportsofficial@gmail.com, too. I want to say a big thank you to the Boom Crew, Julius, Nick, Scotty, and, of course, Bjorn and Jessica. I love it. I love it.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Merry Christmas to everyone out there. Happy Hanukkah as well to everyone out there. Happy holiday. Absolutely. Drive safe. Please be safe. I hope everybody out there has wonderful holidays, has a great, whatever it is you're celebrating, have a good time. Please, by all means, make sure to be with your loved ones. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the opportunity to be with family, okay? Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, make sure as well to check out other streams along the way, too, because I want to make sure that the group here is getting promoted. Nick, where can they find you by any means?
Basically every day, if you just like or follow twitch.tv/SportsTownShy, going live every day around 12:30 for the Sports Pit, and then Thursday at 2, No Substitute for Sports live. You can check that out also on YouTube, No Substitute for Sports. Subscribe to the Degenerates Network YouTube page. That's me.
Absolutely. Scotty, where can they find you and listen to you, my friend?
So you can find me on Twitter at ScottyKO3. And Andrew, fun fact, Shohei Ohtani's contract is getting paid by Todd Bowley, the owner of Chelsea. You can hear me talk more about soccer on Pitch Talk on twitch.tv/SportsTownShy at 3 o'clock or whenever this guy gets done.
Yeah, we'll keep pushing it. I'm going to keep pushing.
We'll stop making fun of him when he's in his outfits.
Yeah. Dude, I can't help it. He looks like Gumby.
That was funny. I will give you props on that. Julius,
Yes.
Tony Smalls, X Big J, promoted, baby.
Yes, you can follow me on at Tony Smalls X Big J on Twitch and YouTube.
And
Come check
YouTube,
us
that's
out.
right. I keep
Come
forgetting.
check us out. If you enjoy scary games, watching people jump, and watching me scream like a little girl, please come by, get some laughs in, help us figure out some of these games, and just have a good time. Also, come check us out every Tuesday morning on I Can Relate. We talk about mental health, everything from weekend recaps to pop culture, anything coming. And on Fridays, Bjorn, go ahead and let them know.
Oh, Fridays we got Twin Talk featuring me, Bjorn the Baron, and Julius, Juju the Witch Doctor.
Yes, sir.
We recap mostly everything Gemini and current events, news, music, things of that nature. You can find me at Bjorn K. Sant on all social media platforms.
Absolutely. Guys, make sure to go like all their social media, follow them on all their stuff. Give them likes, give them love. They're an amazing crew. They got great work ahead of them. We got some great stuff coming in the works, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you, you're going to see a lot more of them. You're going to be hearing a lot more from them here in the very near future. Believe that. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for listening. We will probably be, I think we're aiming for Wednesday, I think is what we're going to be aiming for, right around 2 o'clock-ish, as soon as school's out for these guys. Scotty's not going to be here. So, nuts to him.
Hell of a show.
Yeah. But
say, hey, here's the difference between all of us. I'm with the X-Bomb crew. He's wearing sunglasses, so am I. I'm coming with the theme in here.
nobody asked you to do that, though.
No, I did it on my own. I did it on my own. Show commitment to this place.
I appreciate
As I show commitment by
I
not showing
dress
up next week.
myself.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. And as always, much love. Peace out, Boom Crew.
Man, I'm so hungry. I need something to eat.